Congratulations, first off.
Thank you.
How'd you wind up here? Why was this the right fit at this moment for you?
Well, things kind of lined together. Coach Choate worked with Coach Muschamp, and I worked with Coach Muschamp this past year. Coach Gregorat played at Colorado, and two guys that I knew, well, one coached me in high school. They played together at Colorado, so that was a connection there. And I like to call him my godfather, but coach receivers at Florida, Kerry Dixon, he coached here a few years ago when he was here with Kane, and so stuff just kind of lined up together. And when Coach Choate reached out to me, we started talking, and he was like, "Hey man, we know a lot of the same people." He was like, "Man, this could turn into something." And he was like, "I'll reach out to you in 48 hours," and he called me the next day and told me he wanted me to come on the interview. So interviewed here. It just felt like the right place. It didn't feel like an interview. I felt comfortable, and it was my first time interviewing, so I didn't know what to expect. So I was like, oh, man. I walk in the room, it's 12 guys. So I'm like, oh, okay. But like I said, man, like Coach BJ said, man, it's a great staff, and I felt comfortable. And when I left here, I knew that if he offered me the job, this was the place I wanted to be. So.
Where are you originally from?
Houston, Texas.
Okay.
Yeah, my family's from Lake Charles, Louisiana. They moved there after high school. They moved to Houston and started a family. They've been there ever since. So.
Have you ever spent much time in the West?
First time, man. But like I say, I grew up in Houston, played college ball in Houston. Got a call from my sophomore DB coach. He was at South Carolina. He was like, "Hey, man, I got a spot for you as you want it." Packed up within a week, moved to South Carolina. So I think I can pretty much adapt and adjust anywhere I go, man. Single, no kids, and why not see where this thing takes me? So.
How old are you?
How old do I look?
What's that?
How old do I look?
25, 26.
27.
27, all right. Like you already.
Yeah, man. I like it.
Well, coaching in the SEC, what was that experience like?
It was awesome, man. Just the environment. It's a football-driven conference, and every week it was like, man, you had to come play. So it was never a week we went into a game like, hey, man, we got these guys, and it was a good experience though, from Coach Spurrier all the way down to Coach Muschamp. So I enjoyed it, man. And like I say, when I came here and I interviewed here and just listened to the guys talk and talking about the fans, it kind of gave me that SEC feel as far as the environment and how serious people take football. And I was like, well, that's what I'm looking for. So it was a no-brainer for me.
What did you learn maybe from Coach Muschamp that you hope to impart on your players here?
Having urgency, man. Having everything important attitude. I tell the guys whether it's from study table, from meals, like everything is important, and how important it is to hold each other accountable, because at the end of the day, that's who you have to rely on. So just that and just urgency, man. Everything we do is on the field and off the field is important. So that's the biggest thing I took away from him, man, even with myself. So.
What are your initial impressions of the group you're inheriting? I'm sure you've met most of them. You've got some pretty talented kids coming in as well.
We do, and it's an interesting group. You got guys that's had a different DB coach each year. You've got guys that are new, but one thing that stands out about that group is they're hungry and they're eager to learn. And to me, that's the most important thing. They're always in my office. I have an open door policy, and you can tell they're excited, they're fired up, and they're ready like me to get this thing rolling. So it's going to be a good spring. I think the guys have the right mindset as far as what I'm envisioning for the group, and I think we'll be good.
Gerald Alexander was such a strong personality. He made such a difference here in the year he was here. So what's that going to be like, just taking over where you're
He tweeted me last week and congrats. And I said, man, yeah, man, appreciate it. I got some big shoes to fill, but I think I got a good relationship with the guys as far as being able to relate. I'm big on hanging out with my players, and you can ask them, hey, I want to come by. Shoot, man, I want to do something. That's just what I'm about. I think it's important that you build that trust with those guys, because if they trust you, you can get them to do anything, and you can get them to play with any technique that you want them to play. So I think it'll be good. I don't think it'll be a drop off at all. So it'd be interesting.
You talked about that relationship between Coach Muschamp and Coach Choate. Did you kind of meet on Coach Muschamp to try to learn a little bit more about Coach Choate when he initially contacted you about it?
Well, it's funny because I talked to Coach Choate and I see the same thing in the both. So that's why I was like, man, it's crazy. That's the same thing Coach Muschamp would have done. And when I was interviewing on the board, I was drawing up, you know, a few defenses, and Coach Choate would be in the background calling out as I drew it up. So I was like, oh, yeah, man, this won't be a hard transition at all, man. And Coach Muschamp spoke real highly of Coach Choate, and I thought that meant a lot because he's a very honest guy, and he'll tell me the truth. So that meant a lot. And, of course, the people that I knew on staff through who I knew, it was pretty easy for me. But it's a lot of similarities, man, and it's almost scary. But
technique-wise, I mean, any particular things that you specialize in or that you will try to bring to this group?
I have stuff in mind, but I can't really say because I know at the end of the day it's all about what the players can adjust to. That's what I'm kind of doing now. I'm in the process of just going through the self-scout and watching the guys and watching their techniques. I told Coach Choate I don't want to change a lot of stuff because I think it's important that their kids are able to play fast and that they're comfortable. So that's kind of what I'm doing, just kind of analyzing that and just seeing what fits best versus just saying, hey, this is what we're going to run. And I think that's important.